On August 20th, a series of tweets from different Game Informer employees made it clear that something was amiss. One after another, writers for the long-standing gaming magazine company informed their followers that they had been let go. The first tweet that I saw made me sad. When I started noticing more, I became worried. These all had a common theme. The parent company, GameStop, had unceremoniously dropped 7 staff members from the editorial roster, via email no less. As part of the gaming industry, you and I both know that GameStop has seen better days financially. Even so, the sheer number of layoffs that hit the Game Informer office and the unprofessional and scummy way in which GameStop went about it was shocking. Here's just a sample of the injustices that took place on that day. J.V. Gwaltney was informed of his employment termination while he was overseas covering Gamescom in Germany. Can you imagine being on a business trip, giving up weekends and holidays with your family, only to be fired by the company that sent you there in the middle of the convention that you're covering? Jeff Marchiafava was sent his notice while he was on vacation, and I sincerely hope that he was able to find some enjoyment in his travels, meanwhile having to process this terrible and life-changing news. GameStop proceeded to lock these ex-employees out of Game Informer headquarters, so they couldn't even go and gather their belongings without setting up an appointment like some kind of outsider. The corporation could not even be bothered to let these employees' health insurance plans last until the end of the month, which would have been a mere week and a half, so instead they were forced to either go without coverage for the time being or to purchase extremely expensive Cobra plans. Not only were these 7 ex-employees given no advance notice for their job loss, but it also seems to have taken by surprise Andy McNamara, the magazine's editor-in-chief, giving him no time to plan for print deadlines, human resources, nightmares, anything. GameStop also had to let go several of their store associates on the same day, equaling a staggering 14% of their total staff. However, 14% of Game Informer's team would have represented 2 or 3 layoffs needed, not 7 out of the 19 members on their editorial team, crippling their manpower in one fell swoop. All of the factors which I have cited lead me to believe that GameStop was entirely and utterly out of touch with the GI side of their business. The ignorance and the uncaring attitude that would cause someone to need to be laid off while overseas is unbelievable. The fact that Andy was completely out of the loop, that GameStop did not consult him on which areas they might be able to afford layoffs, which ones are crucial, while GameStop picked apart his family, is disgusting. Now, I understand that layoffs are sometimes necessary, and they can be just an unfortunate fact of doing business at times, but they don't need to be handled this horribly. On Monday, the Game Informer staff was made up of 19 highly skilled individuals, some of them gone on vacation, some covering games outside the country. On Tuesday, 12 remained. It was as if Thanos grabbed his Infinity Gauntlet and snapped a huge portion of them out of existence, which is something that we would expect in an Avengers movie, something we're familiar with in fiction, but this was their reality. After such devastating blows, fans of the publication were reasonably wondering if this spelled the end, but we have received confirmation that GI issues will continue to be produced. The editor-in-chief also laid to rest concerns that the print edition had become unsustainable, saying the magazine will continue to be available in physical and digital formats. The fact that the magazine is continuing is a testament to the team's tenacity, but the scars of GameStop's betrayal still remain, destroying the remaining members of the team's morale, their trust, and their sense of job security. Continuing to cover all the news in the industry, pumping out entertaining videos and podcasts on a weekly basis, all of the functions of Game Informer now feel like monumental tasks on an emotional level in the wake of corporate restructuring.
We lost 7 key members to our team. Matt Burtz, Avis J.V. Gwaltney, Jeff Marchiafava, Kyle Hilliard, Imran Khan.
Serial Vasquez.
Serial. God, yeah. It's just like it's been a rough 24 hours. I did not sleep well last night. I have been up early this morning trying to figure out what we're going to do and how we're going to do things.
So what does this mean for me? Well, I will not be supporting GameStop. And honestly, I haven't stepped in their stores in a long time, and I will make sure that I never do again. There's better deals everywhere. I don't need GameStop, and I won't pay my money and support a dying business that treats its employees as expendable commodities. I will, however, increase my support of Game Informer. I'll subscribe digitally or get the more expensive print subscription off their website. Anything I can do to avoid the power-ups program. I've also already started networking with other gaming industry people that I know, recommending these excellent GI writers who are now looking for work. And I will continue to be vocal about my appreciation for Game Informer. Just take their podcast, for example. I've been listening to it for a long time, and it has always been severely underrated. They have 0 ads. They never mention GameStop. They don't even, which they probably should, promote their magazine. They have a rotating panel of guests. It's consistent. It comes out every single week. It's long. It's in-depth. They do actual journalism. They fly out to these places doing cover stories, doing in-depth interviews. You will love it. They dedicate time every single week for community mail. Lots of time for that. They include detailed show notes and timestamps so that you can skip discussions on games you're not interested in or platforms you don't have. It's really everything you could want in a gaming podcast, and more people need to listen to it. As a whole, their outlet deserves a lot more respect. It's one of the few mediums that has remained pure and not gotten mixed up in politics or included a huge entertainment focus. It's really made by gamers who love gaming and want to be the community's friend. They keep games first, they do real journalism, and they are great people who have just suffered a horrible loss. Please show Game Informer some love. They could use it.